I grew up listening to folk stories from my grandparents and elder people in my family, and I was always fascinated by those stories. Among many tales they told, the legend of Seko Saparo is one such tale you won't find in any book. In the summer of 2014, during my vacations, I had the pleasure of spending time with my grandfather's youngest brother, late Dadu Khan. I would sit with him and ask him to tell me stories, and he would gladly share them. He served in the army and worked as a teacher in the village. He was in his late 70s when he narrated the story of Seko Saparo. And the story unfolds is Saparo was a resident of Seko, one of the oldest settlements of Lower Hunza, currently known as Husainabad. Saparo lived with his wife Makhagal in Seko. Makhagal was from Chalt, a nearby village in Nagar. He was a Daruch, means a hunter, and spent his summers in Mayoon hunting for their livelihood. One day he told his wife he was going for Darui, means hunting, so he could hunt a markhor for their family for winter stock. He left home early morning so he could reach the hunting place in Mayunbar on time. He spent many days in the mountain searching for a great target and was able to hunt a mayaro, means a markhor. He settled in a cave nearby and started a bonfire so he could cook some meat for himself before leaving for home. After putting the meat on the fire, he came out of the cave and saw Makhagal with a basket of apricots near Unse Harai. Unse Harai is a shelter for livestock near a spring in Mayonbar used in summer. He had a chill in his body because he knew she couldn't be his wife. He knew it was Danglaths, a supernatural being who can shapeshift to harm people. He immediately started making a rope with the markhor skin with some verses so he could use that rope to tie her forever. He kept an eye on her approaching him and sped up the rope, chanting some ancient Shina verses. I brought you some apricots, she called to him. It has been many days since you left home. Our kids have been crying for you, she called from nearby. By the time she found out Saparo knew she was not his wife, she stopped outside the cave because she knew he would tie her with the rope. She called him out. Come outside, have some apricots. He refused. It's cold outside. I have cooked some meat. Come inside. We will eat the meal and later the fruits inside the cave. She started changing her verses to bring him out. And he was chanting his verses to bring her inside. Saparo verses were so strong that she agreed to come inside. He told her to eat the meat and then they would leave. He had read some verses over the meat as well to control her. He served her the meat and both ate. He put all the remaining meat in a bag and told Danglaths to carry it on her back. With the help of the rope he made, she couldn't refuse. Before leaving, she told him, You go first. He refused because he knew she could attack him from behind, and it was the tradition in the region to follow by women instead of being followed by a woman for safety purpose. It was believed that most supernatural beings appeared as women. To avoid any attack, it was a norm to be led by women if traveling with a woman. He told her, You are a woman, you lead and I will follow. She was under his spell due to the meal she had eaten and the rope tied around her body to carry the baggage, so she agreed. He kept chanting verses, throwing pebbles around himself so she couldn't come near him. When they reached Kuei is an intake point on a river or a stream to divert water for irrigation. He thought she would go away. She wouldn't go away as they had come so far. He told her he needed to freshen up and asked her to stay there. He would join her in few minutes. He thought she wouldn't go anywhere and stop chanting while freshening up. She was happy and she had a chance to run since she knew he wasn't chanting or controlling her. Taking advantage of the situation, she tried running towards Seko to harm his family. He was not chanting but was watching her and immediately followed and came in front of her. She couldn't go further towards Seko, so she started running towards Mayoon. He followed her towards the canyon and started his chants again. She decoded the chants and threw stones, and he threw pebbles around himself to create a magical shield. Near a narrow place in Tha, he caught her on top of a place called Dadarefiao. If we translate Dadarefiao into English, it would translate as shoulder of rocks. He told her, "Now tell me, where do you think you will go now?" He tied her with the magical rope with some magical words she could not decode. She told him, "Please forgive me. What will I eat here?" He said. "Eat the rocks. It's your punishment," he told her. "This is your home now. This place will now be called Seko Saparo," he ordered her. "From now on, when my sons and grandsons for generation pass through the Mayanbar, they will greet you and call not to throw stones, and you are obliged to follow them. They will say, Wadadi, Tedare Portravatanesnu, but inavi. Oh, grandmother, we are your sons and grandsons. Do not throw rocks at us." He tied her there forever with his magical verses and left towards Seko. The place still exists with the same name, Seko Saparo, a place of continuous landsliding, and people still chant these words while passing the place, so the sliding stop and they pass the area safely. I was curious about the characters and ancient words in the tale, so I searched them on internet and found few interesting facts and anecdotes. Like Makhagal. Makhagal is a Mongolian god who helps people in trouble, make them happy and wealthy, and take them to paradise when they die. Similarly, Seko, the Sakas were a group of Indo-Scythian people who migrated into northwestern India from Central Asia in the 2nd BCE. So, could there be any relation to the presence of these people in Hunza in ancient times? Maybe. So, similarly, we listen about Danglaths in many tales in the region. It's a supernatural being, a shapeshifter, a witch appear in many other folk stories as well. So I always think, is there a possibility in ancient time people had encounter with such superhumans? Like literally, maybe, you never know.